Hello, Bill Colodzi here in the finals of an Amonkhet draft versus H. Shipley. And this hand is borderline. I don't usually mulligan things like this. The problem with it is not like the number of lands or spells, it's that for it to be good we have to draw another land. But we're on the draw. So we can consider this like a pretty bad 6 or 5 card hand, and that makes it a lot better, since we don't have to really take a turn off from doing anything, and we can just cast this Kudu later. Fling's not going to do much for a while, but it does get better if they have some way to lock down our Manticore. Oof, Mountain. So that wasn't as good as any other card in our deck, but there it is. Cycling Floodwaters, huh? So blue-white deck, missing a land drop. They're cycling again, I guess. Another Floodwaters. This deck in the finals here, just mono Floodwaters. Now you always feel a little, what's the word, like, I don't know, a little like you're not getting the best deal when you don't sacrifice a creature with the Manticore. But it's still a 4/3 for 4, so if there's no real reason to sacrifice the creature, just don't do it. Oh, there, slow deck over there, Oracle's Vault. It's going to take a time for them to get their money's worth out of that card. It's going to take us some time to get any green mana. But we are attacking for 8. I can't see a reason to leave up Fling there. Most of the ways they have to deal with something, they're looking for a land here. Ooh, a Bant deck. Or they're just splashing off-color cycle cards for no reason. And they find a Hippo. The Hippo does a good job of, shutting down our creatures. But we just get to attack here. I think they go for the Manticore. Oh, think again. It's too bad because this is almost lethal. If we fling the Sure Shot, right? We pump it to 4, then we fling it. But I think we're okay just trading it. Leaves them without a blocker, and that's the main thing. It leaves them without another creature to feed. Online is the one place you get to see the art of these. The art is a completely different shape online than it is on the cards. Oh no, they get some extra life here, and that solves their double blue problem. Hooded Brawler. So can we draw green? We've got 8 green sources in the deck, and here's one of them right here. Oh. Well, yeah, let's attack through this. And then we just bring it back because we can. You don't always get maximum value out of this guy, but seems better than leaving them with a blocker. Oh, Ketra's Monument. Now any creature they get is going to do well. Green at any time probably end this game, but the longer it goes, the better it is for them. So if we don't draw green for like 2 more turns, then we just might not get there. They've got another Hooded Brawler. That is a solid card. And we have a Manticore of the Gauntlet, which can do 8 damage here, or nearly 8. So what we do is play it, put a counter on our other Manticore, put them down to 6, and then if we have any way to pump our Manticore, we can fling it at them for lethal. I don't see a good reason to attack here. I take that back, I do want to attack here. But I didn't want to give them the chance to block it before getting rid of this counter. And this trades it with a Hooded Brawler, so we traded 1 Heart Piercer Manticore for 2 Hooded Brawlers. Not to mention a bunch of damage. So they find a land off of the Oracle's Vault and a Vizier of Remedies. So that only works for creatures they control, which protects their little dudes well enough. Top Crop Elite. So our green mana still wins it here. Not to mention a huge turn of killing all their creatures for something like 5 mana. Ooh. What do we discard here? I think we just discard Ornery Kudu, because the Heaven could be good against this nonsense. And then play Emberhorn Minotaur. He still does pretty well against Earth, and Earth kills all of their creatures for 3 mana. They get Plains, which is nice for them, an easy card to cast off of the Monument. They might just attack all out here. That would be scary, but and they do have Vigilance creatures to block. Or just come in for 2, that's okay. That gives us more time. I'll leave the Exile thing open because they're bound to cast some stuff off the Oracle's Vault. Sheffet Monitor. Alright, anything. No. Where's the green? We dug through half our deck and all 9 green sources are in the bottom 21 cards. Because I would take an Evolving Wilds now. I got a little greedy leaving Earth in play. Or sorry, in our hand. Yeah, interesting stuff here. So we're still just live to win at any point if we can fling something. We can just leave our guys back to block. And to be honest, having another card in our hand means we could discard Earth next turn. And they hit another land. Doesn't seem great for them, but it does mean they're drawing 2 cards a turn, essentially. So are they looking to kill us here? They can do a lot of damage without us responding. Fan Bearer. No, they'll probably wait a turn. Come on, green. Any green? They're going for it this turn. Okay, so here's what we do. We try to block a bunch of damage. We take 11, and if they try to pump the Vizier to kill the Manticore, we can fling our Emberhorn Minotaur at it. Oh, that's not great though. Actually, better yet, we can fling the Manticore at the Sheffet Monitor. so that if we draw green, we can Heaven to Earth their whole board. Synchronized Strike. So that does kill our Manticore. Yeah, I think we want to double up and kill this Sheffet Monitor. Do they have another answer to this, like Hexproof or take no damage? Because we don't have enough mana to kill the Monitor. I don't think. Wait, maybe we do. 3, 4. No, not quite. Draws 2 cards with that, sure. Red Crop Spearmaster. Okay, so green mana, or we lose. Yeah, no green mana in the top half of our deck. Maybe it was the next card. Not even. Wow. There we go. 17th from the bottom. So, Dissenter's Deliverance, this is the matchup for it. We'll be on the play. Got another fling here. Obviously that would have been good there. We're on the play, so we need to cut something. We can cut Benefaction of Veronis, because it doesn't do much here. That game was pretty grindy. Maybe it's okay. But we have very few creatures, so it does get a little worse. Yeah, we can take that out. Rely on our other sources of card draw and whatnot. Wow, we have 2 forests in our top 7 cards. It's just my lucky day. Bitterblade Warrior. It's always a good one to get out. And then we can follow it up with some good stuff as well. Vizier of Remedies. That's a pretty good blocker for it. But it's not as good if we play Ornery Kudu and put a counter on our warrior, so they're less inclined to trade off. Yeah, that might be the play here. I might as well just attack regularly. It does mean our own Earth kills it. I think that's okay. Mr. Hippopotamus. Alright, well, we have a good blocker for that. That is interesting. So I kind of like just attacking with both here. Because we want to kill this hippo, and we can do that by sacrificing our kudu into it. Kind of a trade down, but it means they just have less 3/3s to feed with. Red Crop Spearmaster, that's totally fine. So what we can do, I think we just wait here. I don't want to trade off my Manticore for a 3/3. So hopefully they play some more 1 toughness creatures, or 2 toughness creatures, and then Heaven to Earth gets a lot better. Ooh, Winged Shepherd, that'll be a good one for game 3 if we make it there. To Heaven. Did they attack here? Oh, they have the untap spell. Maybe not. But that is a good one to keep in mind. because that trounces Earth. It does make them use it. Oh no, they're gonna lose everything here. Alright, Flyers, take one. They're gonna lose everything. We should play a mountain first. So we lose our poor Bitterblade Warrior, but we get in for, let's see, 6. We could make that 10, but I'd rather just pump it up to 7 for now. Cut them in half, and then either of our creatures are lethal next turn if they hit. Scaled Behemoth, yep, that won't do it. Which 4/3 do you block? And since our thing won't kill his thing anyway, we can just fling the guy that they blocked. Shoot, what did I do wrong? Fling them. Okay. F6. Cool, so on to game 3. We're going to take out Cradle. Apparently Fling is unbeatable in this matchup, so let's put in Haze of Pollen. They never expect the fog. Nobody ever suspects the fog. They might be radically modifying their deck to play against Heaven to Earth. But even against, you know, a bunch of 3/3s, it's still a good card. Because you only cast it when you need to. But now they know about almost all of our tricks. They know about Fling, Heaven to Earth. But they don't know about Haze of Pollen, so we just bring that in. And we regain trick advantage. It's a little worse against vigilance creatures, but it is good against combat tricks and alpha strikes and exert creatures. Alright. No, not this nonsense. I'd love to keep this hand, but everything costs 3 or more. This hand is also miserable, but worth keeping. We even scryed a land to the bottom, and that makes it a lot better. I don't want to cycle the Deliverance, not when we have stuff to do, and not when it could kill an Oketra's Monument. Yeah, we have stuff to do, so it's no rush. This is their turn 3, so they're missing a land drop. Well, that's good news, because this Fan Bearer is expensive to use when you have 2 mana in play. Or 3. Here comes the Monument? No, Hooded Brawler. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, let us kill the Brawler, because that has just the highest power right now. Attack for 3, trample. And then we'll be able to kill the Fan Bearer and get our trial back next turn. Is this the first time we got our own trial back? Maybe it's the second time. They're attacking with Fan Bearer, because if they're not going to use the mana to tap our guy, then there's no reason to keep that. Well, this is working out quite nicely. Cartouche of the Charioteer here kills their poor spider, and then the trial is big enough to kill the fan bearer. All the while doing big batches of damage to our opponent. See if they hit another land here. Doesn't look like it. But they could have a pump spell. So what are we about? Do we want to try to hit a mountain off of Tormenting Voice? Or is that too greedy? It'd be funny to have... Well, I mean, we already have one mountain, so there's no guarantee there's another mountain for the next, like, 10 cards, based on how many forests we saw game 1. We're only drawing 2 cards, so it's not a sure bet. The other thing we could do here is just try to kill the Hooded Brawler, and hope they don't have the 1-mana pump spell for it. Problem with that is then they get to start tapping stuff. But in any case, let's go for it, because they have just as much of a chance of saving their own fan bearer. They do have it. They literally have the one thing that works here. So what do? We attack with Bitterblade Warrior. I think that's good. Yeah, I don't think we need to exert it. I'm happy if they block with one or both creatures here. If they block with the fan bearer, they take 1 less damage. We still kill the brawler. That's not even necessarily true. We might want to kill the fan bearer now that they've stabilized a bit and we're down to 1 creature. They do get their 5th land, so after stumbling for a turn, they've drawn out of it. The real question is, when do we cycle this Deliverance? I guess we cycle it now. They haven't played their artifacts in so long. And we can get rid of Haze of Pollen, I think. They'll tap our dude, that's no problem. We play a Kudu, and the Kenra Charioteer has a nice passive, so even if it keeps getting tapped here, we don't need to attack with it. Spread the -1/-1 counter love. Now they might choose to tap the Kudu because the Initiate's Companion can kind of trade with the Charioteer. That's not going to work out for them so well, since we can shed weakness, which will even take the counter off. Yeah, they're going for it. See if they bite. Looks like it. Make sure to actually remove it. So they take a whopping 5 here. Puts them at 7. We could fling them down to 1. But that 1 damage is going to be hard to do, especially without a trample creature. Is 3 damage on it? You know, let's just put the counter back on it. It won't kill it here, so I think that's fine. If they have a creature, then I'm not sure if we can win this next turn, as long as that creature has 3 toughness or more. Because what, they tap the Charioteer, or they tap one of our 3 power creatures. And we effectively do 9 with our fling. 9 trample. A lot of good fog did us this game. But that's the nice part about Tormenting Voice and Cyclers in general. You don't need them to be good for them to be good. Is this a 3/3 Angel? No, they've already cycled that. got to be a 4-drop. That's not great. Or is it? I can't imagine what they have here. But I think we just have the win. So we attack out, careful not to sacrifice our charioteer before damage. It'd be tempting to sack it in response to blocks here. I guess we can do that anyway, since they didn't block with the fan bearer. Nice. But if they blocked with the fan bearer, we just have to let the trample damage go through and then sacrifice a kudu. But we got it, so a win here with red-green Jund beats. The Decimator Beetle was good, the build was good. Make sure to sideboard into cards that make sense, like Deliverance and whatnot. And good luck in your drafts.